What the heck did we just witness? Oh my goodness. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to WrestleScope Live 148. Daniel Garcia just beat Bryan Danielson. Now, granted, it wasn't a clean win, and Danielson passed out, but holy smokes, did they shock us all with that one? What an incredible episode of Dynamite tonight. Roosh and Moxley with the opening match for the interim AEW World Championship. Incredible match. Starks and Danhausen, Starks and Hook. Hook, the new FTW champion. Hobbs turns on Starks. Jeez. Thunder Rosa retains. Man, we get the return of Jungle Boy, and man, the greatest promo he's ever done. Absolutely incredible night tonight. This, we see the introduction of the Trios Tag Team Championships. We get the tease of the Young Bucks and Hangman. We get the tease of the return of the Undisputed Era. Yeah, it was JAS Dynamite tonight. We get Moxley and Jericho in 2 weeks. Yeah, Taz and Jericho are great on commentary, but I got to tell you, when it's just Taz and Excalibur, no offense to Jim Ross. Jim Ross is still one of my favorites. I've loved watching him and listening to him for years. But watch Dark Elevation and just listen. I don't want to say ignore the matches, but listen to Taz and Excalibur together. I made the comment about this today. Those two just seem like they are having fun. That calling these matches is entertaining for them. Their job is fun. Gee, they don't have some 75-year-old freak yelling in their ear, telling them what to do. They're enjoying themselves. Dante Martin and Sammy Guevara. Great match. Great match between two super talented guys. I don't like the whole Anna Jay joining JAS thing. That breaks my heart. Hello, Michael. And Trey. And Marcus, having problems with the weather. Hi, Abby. How are you? Yes, we get the Trios tag team belts. We got two amazing things out of that. Is Hook, Hook now holds the title that his dad had. And we're also going to get to see a babyface run by Ricky Starks. I said on Twitter that taking the FTW title off of Ricky Starks and putting it on Hook is smart for two separate reasons. One, it can give Hook a push now. He's got a title. Yes, it's as Taz always says, it's a non-recognized title, but it's still a title that he can defend and he can hang on to for a long, long time. And now we're going to get to see, a mega push of Ricky Starks that, unfortunately, there's not really a title. If he goes babyface, there's not really a title he can win right now, except for maybe the All-Atlantic Championship. Possibly. But this is going to be really good for Ricky Starks. We're finally going to hopefully get to see his star shine bright. Michael, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, we will talk about the update on SummerSlam and the huge news that came out this morning. But it's kind of hard not to talk about Dynamite tonight. I mean, it was a fast-paced 2 hours. It just flew by. It was a great show. I may actually end up watching it over again tomorrow. It was that good. It really was. The promo after the opening match between Jericho and Moxley was fantastic. There really were not any major weak spots in this show. No, you know what? I think it was a good ending to the match. I think it was a good ending because, one, it's pushing Daniel Garcia. And I still believe Daniel Garcia should not be in the Jericho Appreciation Society. And this match actually could end up leading to him leaving the group. This could be a Danielson comes out next week and touts Garcia for how good he is and how good of a pro wrestler he is. And we could see Garcia end up leaving the Jericho Appreciation Society because, it's one of those, one of these things does not belong here. And Daniel Garcia does not belong in that group. He doesn't look right in that group. Yeah. I mean, Raw was good. Raw was good this week, but holy crap, when you come out and you open the show with the match that you opened with, I just top to bottom, I think maybe the only two major, I don't even want to say weak spots, the only two weaker points of the show were, after the Dante Martin Sammy Guevara match and the women's championship match, because as good as that match was, the first 4 or 5 minutes seemed really kind of oddly paced in that match. It wasn't a bad match, just it was just a little bit off. And the wonderful Stephanie Chase on Twitter brought up a very good point. After the Dante Martin Sammy Guevara match, she's hoping that it's not going to end up being Eddie Kingston versus Sammy now, which I don't think it would be. I think it might be Ortiz versus Sammy, which would be great. That would be a great match. Oh, to Rich, that's a shame, man. Yeah, I'm excited to see AEW is going to Toronto. That is a huge move for them to be able to go to Canada. That is going to be great. And the Canadian fans are going to go crazy. Looking forward to it. I'm assuming Rampage is taping tonight, right? I knew there was a live Rampage coming up soon, but I didn't think it was until. Nope, they are taping. That's right. It's next week. Friday is live. Next week Fridays is live. Ooh, Battle of the Belts next week Friday. Oh, you're guaranteed to get Dante Martin in Minnesota. Definitely going to get. We the ones. How you doing? Marcus, how's the weather? It was a really nice day today, except late morning we got this surprise downpour out of nowhere. And myself, my boss, and Noah, all three of us left our windows open on our cars at work, and we had to go running out in the pouring rain to close them. So yeah, so next week is actually it's a regular Dynamite next week. But yeah, we get Battle of the Belts 2, Battle of the Belts 3, which actually will be on Saturday night. So for sure, it's probably going to be Wardlow, Claudio, and Jade all defending their belts next week. So wait, hold on, TKG, is Rampage actually Battle of the Belts? Or are they doing it as a separate show? I thought they were doing it as a separate show. Yeah, they're not going to. Yeah, that's got to be a separate show because they're not going to just do a 1 hour Rampage and that's it. No, I think it's going to be Rampage live and then they're going to tape Battle of the Belts immediately after that. So, okay, you were asking a question. No, Rampage is going to be live next week. And I know DeRich, I can't get to everything. Summer Sale or SummerSlam. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. You like the name Quake at the Lake? That's going to be cool too. I would think Claudio will be part of Battle of the Belts, and that's obviously somebody we didn't see tonight. I don't know. Eric, thank you very much. I mean, so much to talk about right now. Okay, we do have to get into the big story, and it is the major change to SummerSlam. It was announced this morning on the bump that Matt Riddle is not medically cleared for SummerSlam due to the attack by Seth Rollins. Now, let me tell you, it's all storyline. Matt Riddle is actually not injured. It is storyline. And they are going in a different creative direction here. I guess the plan right now is Riddle and Seth at Clash at the Castle. So does that mean Seth Rollins is off of the show? I don't think so. I don't know why. Now, maybe he will be, but this is one of the big 5 pay-per-views of the year. And as of right now, okay, trying to remember how many matches they have announced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 matches. There's no way they're going to run with just those 8 matches. And what's ironic, I don't think any of these are going to be on the pre-show. I think these are all main card matches. And SummerSlam, you would think, should be a slightly over 3-hour show. So, and this is going to be technically, well, actually, it'd be the second show that will be completely under the tutelage of Triple H, but and don't say Raw, because Vince McMahon had actually planned out Raw back on Thursday. It was pretty much laid out before he ended up resigning, and Triple H, he made some slight adjustments to it and ran with it. I think they're going to, we'll see a few little tweaks on Friday night, but it's pretty much going to go to be the final build for SummerSlam. It's going to be a lot of video packages too. Be prepared for a ton of video packages on Friday night. It's probably going to be, I'd say, probably 25 to 30 minutes of just video packages on Friday night. We'll see Brock, most likely. We'll have something with McAfee and Corbin again. Theory will show up. There will be something with Liv Morgan and Ronda. We'll get, recaps of just about everything that happened on Monday night. So don't expect a ton. A lot of people are saying Seth and Gargano. Other people are saying Seth and The Fiend. I don't think Bray Wyatt's going to come back here. Gargano is a strong possibility. Or they may just be pulling Seth. They may keep Seth off. Sounds good to Rich. Yeah, I know this is late for a lot of people. I'm sorry. So that's fine. Greatly appreciate you tuning in. We'll have to see. When I do predictions tomorrow night, and I am going to be going live at 9:00 tomorrow night with predictions, I'm going to predict that Seth Rollins does have a match. I'm going to put it out there. So, yeah, Friday night's going to be video package. For sure. Hey, that wrestling lady, how are you? I love. If you're on TikTok, if you're not following that wrestling lady on TikTok, you need to. She is hilarious. I love the content you put out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate that. That is awesome. I always like it when people that I watch and like come into my streams. That is cool. Makes John a happy content creator. Yes. All right. Yeah, they've got to be adding something else for SummerSlam. I can't see them going with just the 8 matches. And Seth, oh no. We the ones. I hope not. We the ones on TikTok is saying Seth versus Goldberg. Well, keep in mind, 5 days ago, before SmackDown started, we all thought Brock was gone and Goldberg was going to come back in and he was going to face Roman, and WWE was on the phone to Goldberg. No, I don't want to see that match. That would not be fair to Seth Rollins. But would you really want Gargano to come back and end up beating? Oh, but you know what that could lead to? Oh, maybe you do have Gargano beat Seth Rollins when he comes back. And eventually that leads to a Seth and Becky versus Johnny and Candice match. Where is Finn Balor? But he was on Raw on Monday night. And don't forget, we're probably going to get the return of Edge on Saturday night. Lucas, I swear you just want to get blocked, don't you? TKG, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. It's the new Vicious Viking Raiders, which hopefully, I am hoping that, Michael, you bring up something interesting. Nah, that wouldn't make sense either, though. Hopefully, with Triple H in charge, they will drop the whole new Vicious thing. I'm hoping. Could Gargano come back and be involved in the Miz Logan Paul Ciampa thing? That wouldn't make a lot of sense, though. That really wouldn't make a lot of sense. No, Triple H, trust me, Triple H is not ever going to wrestle again. Joel, great question. Is Edge being joined by somebody else? Not right now. It all kind of depends. He's gonna come back on Saturday, and he's probably going to be going to exact revenge on the Judgment Day. Is he going to partner with the Mysterios, or is he going to bring somebody else with him? I don't know. They need to figure out what they're doing, though, with Balor, Priest, and Ripley. They need to get that whole Judgment Day thing figured out really quick. Because if they don't start doing something after this Saturday, it's time to just get rid of that whole faction. Now, there is the one speculative report that I talked about last night that said, oh, I didn't talk about this, that Finn Balor is going to be getting a mega push, including championships. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen. Because then they want to bring back the Demon King, and it doesn't really fit in with the whole Judgment Day thing unless they go the route of the supernatural stuff, which they had been, I guess, had been talked about with Edge, and Edge didn't want to do that, and that's why Edge was written off of TV, because he was really against the whole supernatural thing for the Judgment Day. Before they really dropped the ball with that whole storyline. They could have stretched this out for a little while and had it cap off with Finn and Damian turning on Edge at SummerSlam. You build up to it where you have Finn Balor in the group and they look like they're a cohesive group. And then we find out at SummerSlam that Finn Balor was working from the inside and was going to take out Edge. They shouldn't have done it on the first night. That was just dumb, because now that poor group, you have Rhea Ripley go down for a couple of weeks. You're left with just Balor and Priest, and they don't really do anything of significance. At least when Edge was leading the group, they kind of had a mission. They had a focus. Bloodline versus Judgment Day would be interesting, but you've got to have a third person for Judgment Day. I could see Edge. Maybe what will happen, and I don't know who. Oh, what would be cool? We see a fourth member of Judgment Day get introduced in Dominic Dijakovic, the former T-Bar, gets added into the group, and that's when Edge shows up. And we end up with a 3v3, a six-man match down the road. Or, we get the six-man at Clash at the Castle, the Mysterios and Edge versus Balor, Priest, and Dijakovic. he would be a perfect fit for that group because you could have Finn Balor as the singles competitor and Damian and Dijakovic as the tag team. That would be an incredible tag team. Those two together. Then you would have, but if you're going to do Bloodline and Judgment Day, who are going to be the baby faces? Is it going to be the Bloodline? Joel, I would certainly hope they're going to bring back Edge's original theme music. I think we're going to, it's going to go back to Rated R Superstar Edge, which I'd be very happy with. Lucas, no, John Cena is not going to be at SummerSlam. He is in Vancouver right now filming the latest season of The Peacemaker. So he will not be there. What form of Edge? I think it's going to be Rated R Superstar. The way they're teasing it, they're teasing, his past, and so many things. And, we've already seen, a while back we saw Brood Edge. We're going to see Rated R Superstar Edge. That's what I think is going to happen. And it's not going to be so much to help the Mysterios. It's going to be to attack Balor and Priest. But it's going to end up being helping the Mysterios. Oh, going back to Dynamite, you know what the weak point of Dynamite for me was? It was the whole, but in the end, it did lead to something. It was the Tony Nese, Smart Mark Sterling versus Swerve Strickland match. I tweeted, what is the whole point of this? Well, now we know it's Tony Nese and Josh Woods are going to be a tag team and they're going to go after the championship. So in the end, it made sense, but the lead up to it didn't. But now we know. And I know Smart Mark Sterling is a trained wrestler. He has wrestled. In AEW, I don't want to see him wrestling anymore. He doesn't need to, okay? That would be interesting. That was one thing I loved out of that whole thing on Raw was, basically the callback to Aaliyah and Buddy on TV and Buddy and Rhea in real life. That was cool. That was a very cool nod to history and long-term storytelling right there. Okay, hold on. Not sure who that is, but yeah, if we can get to 5,000 likes, that'd be awesome. I'd like to get to 5,000 followers too. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, we're sitting at, and let me see if it is updated here. Yeah, we're still at 198 subscribers, so it'd be nice if we could get 2 more subscribers on YouTube. Let's see, we're at 24 followers on Twitch. And just under 4,700 followers on TikTok. I haven't heard anything about Jeff Hardy, and that might actually be a good thing. That is one of those situations where radio silence is probably a good thing, which means he's getting the help he needs to get, and we're not really hearing much about him. So that's probably a good thing. I'm just going to go off that assumption. I don't like assuming things, but I'm going to assume that thing. So are we going to end up with a quiet day in wrestling news tomorrow? Because I swear, Abby, yes, Dolph Ziggler is a babyface. I swear, this last couple of weeks has been ridiculous. Obviously, with everything going on with Vince and the changes within WWE, and then obviously the AEW Ring of Honor controversy with Tully Blanchard and Jonathan Gresham, and the changes to SummerSlam and Triple H taking over creative, and just so much stuff going on. It's crazy. It really has been. It was kind of nice today not having to jump in and break any news again. What is the best era? Ooh, wow. Man, I loved the Monday Night Wars. 1997, 1998. Absolutely loved that. Lenny Love, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, he's here. It's positive 2. Can you say hello? You are up late, buddy. It is way past your bedtime. Were you outside having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were playing outside? Mm-hmm. You want to say anything to my friends out there? No? Can you wave? Can you say goodnight to them?
No.
No? All right. Good night, buddy. Love you. Yeah, Attitude Era was pretty good. TKG, that would be great. It's he's here. The positive 1 has made his appearance. Hey, we got to do SummerSlam predictions tomorrow night. Are you ready for that? Okay. I still haven't gone through what happened at Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor because I still haven't watched the show. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out where we ended up, but we're going to do that tomorrow. You have anything you'd like to say to your loyal, your faithful followers here? Hi. A man of many words. All right. Good night, sir. Love you. Yeah, which one? No, we are going to be the first AEW Trios champions. It's going to be John, positive 1, positive 2. Okay, I'm going to address this from a serious side. There have been reports that have now been starting to come out of how Vince was behind the scenes and how a lot of times people would have to remind him of things and he would be forgetting things. It is a strong possibility. I mean, he is of that age, where it could be happening. I don't know. It's, I don't want to speculate, but I don't think that's why he stepped down, though. Vince McMahon has always been a very egotistical person, thinking that he is greater than everyone else, at least from what I've heard. So, yeah, I know you continued on. That's why every week the show seemed like repeats. That's a strong possibility. That really is a strong possibility there. Can't really say, but like I said, there have been reports that have been starting to come out about that, where obviously more and more people are talking about things about Vince McMahon now. We're on a daily basis, we're continuing to hear more and more things about him. So no, that was not Ray. That was positive one. Well, like I said, you never know. We might be vying. We might be vying for those AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. I don't know. Yep, I like that. The WrestleScope squad, positive 1, 2, and me. That's right. And you know what? If we win, we will open up the challenge to -1, Evil Uno, and Johnny Hungy. If they want a match, they're on, man. I want to get in the ring with Johnny Hungy. And I'd love to see +1 and -1 go at it. We'll see. I can't wait. I love those belts too. They've gone with very traditional type wrestling belts, which is cool. I love the picture. I love what they showed of them tonight. So I can't wait until there's replica ones made or even if they make the toy ones, which I'm sure they will. I can guarantee you there's going to be 3 of them in this house, and we're going to be sporting them. So, yeah. You know what? I honestly don't have a ton to talk about tonight. I mean, yeah, Dynamite was fantastic. We talked about the whole thing with Riddle and Seth Rollins. I'm thinking I might keep this one a shorter one tonight because I got to prep for SummerSlam predictions for tomorrow. And actually, I am going to do that as we speak here. Just like that, we're ready to go. Look at that. Hey, I got it ready to go already. All right. So tomorrow morning when +1 wakes up, he could do his predictions and probably kick my butt in the predictions challenge. Like I said, I haven't even looked to see how we did at Death Before Dishonor. No. Let's not even go there. Okay. Wow, we're over 5,000 likes already on TikTok. Thank you so much. That is all. You guys are doing an awesome job with that. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Hold on. Let's add. Okay. Trying something. All right, so I don't know how in the world that works. I just put in a goal on TikTok, and I don't know how all that works. I've never had to do that before, so I don't know if that means I have to stay live. Oh no, we're tagging WWE. Uh-oh. Why are we tagging WWE? Because you want me to get hired? There we go. Ryan Satin ain't got nothing on me, man. No, just kidding. No, Ryan Satin does a fantastic job. He really does. With what he does. I'll be honest. It had been a dream for a long time, and I had actually applied to WWE a couple of times, just on a whim, knowing I probably didn't have a chance to get a job. But I'm of the belief, worst thing that can happen is they say no or they don't respond. At this point, I don't think I'd want a job with WWE, but I would love to work with them. Whether it's, interviews or doing things, whatever. I haven't reached out to WWE Media Relations yet. But with them getting tagged on here, hey, I know I'm still a growing channel here, but I would love to get the opportunity to interview certain talent. Doesn't have to be the tip top stars either. It can be up and comers. It can be people that are working their way up. It's fine. You know, yes, I'll openly admit I've been critical of the product. I have been, but when things go right, I credit them. I try being as honest as I can with my opinions here. I am not anti WWE. I am not pro AEW. I am just a wrestling fan. And I will call out things when they're not good, and I will praise things when they are. So, like I said on Monday night, I thought Raw was actually a good show. I was impressed with Raw this week. NXT last night was another good show. A few things were a little confusing for me, but I liked it. Okay. One thing I'm going to try doing on this channel moving forward is not comparing products anymore. I want to compare each company to itself, because I think that's really truly the only fair thing to do at this point in time. Because again, we have to look at it from this aspect. AEW is more professional wrestling. WWE for many years has been sports entertainment. It's two different things. The goals are completely different with the two companies. And it's been apparent, obviously, with WWE for years, and it's been apparent with AEW. So really doing a comparison between the two may not be fair to do, actually. In certain things we can, but it's really, as they say, comparing apples to oranges. You can't really do it. No, we hit that 7,000 likes. Can we get to 10? Can we get to 10? And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button there too. Every like, wherever we can get them, helps with the algorithms. It helps with everything. So I would greatly appreciate it. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think I'm right about this? That really maybe we should not be trying to compare the two companies against each other and actually just compare them against themselves? Yeah, Marcus, I was going to kind of do the same thing tonight, but it's getting a little late for that now. I actually probably could have cracked one open during Dynamite, but I'm still drinking my charged lemonade from Panera. So no, it's not like comparing football and football. It'd be like comparing, the NFL to the NBA, or well, really, no, you really can't make a comparison that way, can you? Because it really would be kind of a disservice to one of the products. Yeah, I guess you could say UFC versus WWE. I mean, they are different, and they're meant to be different. That's why, 2 decades ago, Vince McMahon came out and said, or 2.5 decades ago, he came out and, talked about sports entertainment, and superstars. And they are completely different products. Yeah, different views. Different wrestlers, different views. So I think that's a culture change we need to have as wrestling fans. Instead of trying to compare the two, it'd be like trying to compare, Impact and NWA. Two completely different products. William Patrick Corgan has his thoughts of what he wants to do. Exactly. Embrace them. You are so right on that. Embrace it. That's what we need to be doing. Now, it's okay to have differing opinions on things. It's okay to give constructive criticism. If you don't like a product, go ahead and be vocal about it. I mean, don't be a jerk. There's way too many jerks on social media. We don't need any more jerks. Okay. But it's okay to be critical on things. I guess the biggest issue has been tribalism, wrestling tribalism. You're either pro WWE or pro AEW. I'm just a wrestling fan in general. I enjoy whatever is the best product. Tonight is one of those nights I love watching wrestling. Friday night for SmackDown is probably going to be one of those nights that I detest because I know it's going to be a lot of video packages, going into SummerSlam. I am probably going to enjoy SummerSlam on Saturday night. Impact Wrestling. Okay. Finally figured out the whole Impact thing. I had forgotten that they have the 99 cent a month level where you can watch Impact on YouTube, which is probably what I'm going to do because I really want to start watching Impact. I really do because, everything I read, they put on some good stuff. NWA, I try watching every week. There are some weeks where it's just certain things I just don't like. I'm really considering ordering NWA 74 to watch that. I'm really interested to see Tyrus versus Trevor Murdoch. I think that could be a surprisingly good match. The thing is, there's only so much time to be able to watch wrestling. And, if there are wrestling pay-per-views every weekend, I can't be ordering everything and watching everything. And it's actually leading to a discussion that we're going to have on Friday night on 150. I'm going to save that for Friday night, but, yeah, I mean, there's just, there is so much good wrestling out there right now. There's something for everybody. And, if you want to favor one over the others, hey, more power to you. That's great. But let's just not be idiots about things. Okay. We've got enough idiots on social media with everything else. Let's try, at least in our little pocket of the world with wrestling social media, let's try cleaning it up a little bit. I mean, that's what I got to tell you. I absolutely love the people that we have in this community here, because for the most part, we get those few every once in a while that dive in here, especially on TikTok, that act like buffoons. But the regular viewers, we're a pretty cohesive group here. We have differing opinions, but we're respectful. And we like that. Yeah, the internet can be a smart tool if it's used right. And it can also be a cesspool. We've seen enough of that. Yeah, the early days of TNA The early years of the Dixie Carter run TNA were pretty good. They were good. But I'll tell you, Scott D'Amore is doing a really good job with Impact Wrestling right now. He really is. And I don't get to watch it as much as I'd like to. If you don't have to pay for it, I mean, that card is incredible. There are some amazing matches on that card. I just cannot justify spending money on that show for Ric Flair's last match. I just can't. No offense to anyone else on that card. I can't drop money on that because all it is a cash grab by him and Conrad Thompson. That's all it is a cash grab. And people are falling for it. It's one of those, really, it's like, the old Carney promoters in wrestling. That's exactly what this is. It's one last hurrah. It's one more way of Ric Flair saying, hey, see, I still got it. I'm still a name. I still got it. Ric Flair, in that vein, Ric Flair is no different than Vince McMahon, honestly. Growing up, I loved what Ric Flair did in the 80s and early 90s. But at a certain point, it got to the point where he just shouldn't have been doing it anymore. And I lost all respect for him when he started wrestling again in TNA after having his WrestleMania 24 retirement match with Shawn Michaels. When he came back, and it wasn't just a one-off, when he had multiple matches in TNA. Like, I'm sorry, this is just about you. You no longer have respect for this industry, an industry that made you who you are. So, sorry, I'm getting slightly negative here. I apologize. Didn't mean to. I appreciate everything that Ric Flair did in his career, with the exception of all the TNA stuff. That ruined it for me. That really did. All right. Okay, so we didn't do one yesterday, but we are going to do one today. Hold on. But first, gotta check in. Nothing special from Natty today. Though I did get a response from her sister on Instagram today, which was cool. Actually, she liked a couple of my comments that I made. Jenny Neidhart. So, but let's go ahead, and we didn't do it yesterday. Like I said, we're going to do it today. And this one is just kind of funny. Okay, wait a second. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now I want to undo that one. Her sister is always posting stuff. She's always posting stuff. All right, here we go with tonight's Iron Sheik tweet of the day, brought to you by nothing. It is, can I get some fries with the Sheik Bubba? What that means, I have no idea. I have no clue. But that is our official Iron Sheik tweet of the day. Cade, no, it is not going to be a triple threat. It is not going to be a triple threat. I wouldn't be surprised if it is Gargano and Seth. Holly Holm versus Becky Lynch. Is Holly Holm talking about coming into WWE? I think she'd be good. I think she would be good. How old is she now, though? That's the question. Yeah, we're suddenly talking UFC now. Let's just see here real quick. Holly Holm is 41. Is that right? Wow. So quite honestly, actually, I don't know if now would be the, unless she would just come in for a couple of special events. I don't think we'd ever see Holly Holm in WWE. I didn't realize she was 41. I thought she was in her early 30s. Man. That's surprising. I mean, it's not a bad thing. She's not old by any means. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Conor McGregor is still a possibility. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, it's been rumored for a long time that he was going to come in. But I'm not sure if that's really truly going to happen. Yeah, he's still young. I mean, he's only 34. Actually, just turned 34 last week. So, still a possibility for him to come in. Haven't seen an update either on the rumored Tyson Fury matchup at Clash at the Castle. We'll probably find out more if that's going to end up happening. We'll find out more about that after SummerSlam. We'll get the build for that. Oh, that's right. We're supposed to have Sheamus and Drew on SmackDown this week to determine who the championship contender is at Clash at the Castle. Forgot about that. Oh, excuse me. All right, everybody. Wow. We did end up going over an hour. Holy smokes. I wasn't expecting that. I said 20 minutes ago I was going to get off air, and we're still here. All right. I'm going to get going, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Thank you for 8,500 likes on TikTok tonight. That is awesome. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much for everybody sending the likes. Thank you for all the great comments tonight. A fun stream again. 2 more days until 150. Again, please, please, please. I ask of you to tune in. It will most likely be 10 p.m. on Friday night. Depending on once I get the early breakdown of what SmackDown is going to be, but most likely I will wait until 10 p.m. Central Time. Now, I know for some of you that's going to be later, and I apologize. But that's the plan. We'll talk about SmackDown. We'll talk about Rampage. And I've got a couple of other things I need to talk about on the special 150th. So that's coming up on Friday night. But tomorrow night, it will be SummerSlam predictions. I'll have mine. We'll have positive ones. And you can jump in on the comments wherever you're watching to join in with us to talk about what we think is going to happen at SummerSlam. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in. This has been WrestleScope Live 148, and we'll be back tomorrow night. Have a good one, everybody.